Ćao svima! In this video, we are going to talk about Serbian counterparts for the word both. The reason why we have to make the whole video about it is because in Serbian language there are 4 different options for only one word in English. So you cannot just look it up in a dictionary. You need to understand when and how we use these 4 words. Let's see what they are.
For English both, in Serbian we could use oba, oboje, obe, or obojica. If this already sounds like a lot, do not worry, because there are precise rules about which one do we use. And just like many things in Serbian grammar, this will also depend on gender. Okay, let's start with oba and obojica. Ovo je Miloš, a ovo je Đorđe. Let's see what these two guys have in common. Oba momka imaju slušalice. Both guys have headphones. Obojica rade na kompjuteru. Both of them are working on a computer. So as you can see, we use oba or obojica if we are talking about 2 men. In this example, oba momka, you can notice that we use genitive afterwards. Oba momka. So the noun that we use after oba has to be used in genitive case. Also, obojica doesn't need a noun. Actually, we very rarely use a noun after this one. So it can stay alone. We usually use it if we already mention the people and everybody know who are we talking about. Now, I know that to many of you, obojica doesn't really sound like a male form because you're used to associate ica with feminine nouns like drugarica, komšinica, or profesorica. But if you're already familiar with words like dvojica, trojica, četvorica, you can notice that ica is not only the female ending in Serbian. Idemo dalje. Sada vidimo 2 automobila. Oba automobila su žuta. Both cars are yellow. Također vidimo i 2 piva. Oba piva su svetla. Both of these beers are light. You can probably come up with the next rule that says that we use oba also for objects, so for things, not only for people, but if these objects are masculine or neuter nouns. Automobil is masculine noun, pivo is neuter noun. In this case, if we talk about things or objects, we never use the word obojica. Obojica stands only for people, not for things. Hajde da pročitamo nekoliko primjera. Let's read some examples. Ko ide sa nama na koncert? Ivan ili Marko? Idu obojica. So who is going to the concert with us? Ivan or Marko? Both of them are going. Koji sat ti se više sviđa? Which watch do you like more? Oba sata su mi lepa, ali ovaj je jeftiniji. Both watches are nice, but this one is cheaper. In these 2 short conversations, you can see that after obojica, we don't have to use a noun. And after oba, it's really up to you. Usually you don't need to add a noun if it's already familiar from the first part of the conversation, just like here. Oba su mi lepa. In this case, you would probably omit repeating sat once again. Okay, and the last one here. Da li su gibanica I šopska salata srpska jela? Are gibanica and šopska salad Serbian dishes? Da, ali oba jela se jedu I na celom Balkanu, ne samo u Srbiji. Yes, but both dishes are eaten on the whole Balkans, not only in Serbia. Još dva primjera. Two more examples. Planirali smo za vikend da idemo na plažu, ali oba dana je padala kiša. The meaning is we planned to go to the beach this weekend, but it was raining both days. So you can see that oba is always followed by genitive case. One more example. Želite li da zakažete pregled kod doktora Savića ili doktora Vukotića? Oba doktora rade ove nedelje. Would you like to make an appointment with Dr. Savić or Dr. Vukotić? Both doctors are working this week. Oba plus genitive once again. Before we move on, let us remind you about our Go Speak Serbian self-study courses. We have a beginner and pre-intermediate course for you, and in both of them you will find much more useful phrases for everyday situations in Serbian language. Feel free to check our webpage, gospeakserbian.com, or the link in the description of this video. Now we can see two girls. Vidimo dve devojke. Ovo su Jovana I Jelena. Obe devojke imaju crnu kosu. Both girls have black hair. Obe nose naočare I tašnu. Both of them have glasses and a bag. And if we talk only about their bags, we can say obe tašne su male. Both bags are small. From these examples, we can see that obe is used if we talk about women, but also if we talk about feminine nouns, so things that have grammatical feminine gender. After obe, we can use noun in nominative case, or we don't have to if the context is already familiar, just like here in the second example. Ok, vreme je za primjere. Ko od vas može da mi pomogne? Which one of you can help me? Možemo obe, kaži šta treba. Both of us can help you, tell us what you need. Obe naše koleginice su trudne. Both of our colleagues are pregnant. And now two more examples with feminine objects. Koju čokoladu želiš? Sa lešnicima ili malinama? Which chocolate do you want? With hazelnuts or raspberries? Obe. Both of them. Nisam sigurna da li mi odgovara S ili M. I'm not sure if S or M size suits me. Mogu li da probam obe veličine? Can I try both of them? So here we are talking about chocolate. In Serbian it's čokolada. If we have two nouns and both of them are feminine, in this case, of course, we are talking about the same thing, we will just use obe. Also, here the main noun that we have to refer to is veličina. Veličina means size. It's also a feminine noun, so that's why we also use the same word. Obe veličine. And this is our last combination. Ovo su Nikola I Sara. Oboje su u teretani. Both of them are at the gym. I oboje vežbaju sa tegovima. Both of them are exercising with dumbbells. So, Nikola I Sara, man plus woman, that means that if we have this combination, a man and a woman, we will use the word oboje. But can we also use that word if we are talking about objects or some abstract things that are grammatically masculine and feminine gender? Of course. So this is also possible, and this is the example. Nikola might ask Sara, Saro, da li više voliš kardio vežbe ili trening snage? So, Sarah, do you prefer cardio exercises or strength training. And she can simply say oboje. So she's referring to cardio vežbe, which is feminine. Vežba is a feminine noun. Plus training snage. Training is masculine now. So we have a combination of two different genders. We can also use the word oboje. Probably this isn't something that you are going to hear very often, but we have another small expression that you might use in this meaning, and it's I jedno I drugo. So it has completely the same meaning like oboje, and probably you will hear this one more often. Now let's illustrate this with 4 more examples. In the first 2 examples, we are talking about people. Oboje smo se razboleli. Both of us got sick. And oni su oboje sportisti. Both of them are athletes. Da li je tačno reći ujutru ili ujutro? Is it correct to say ujutru or ujutro? Tačno je oboje. Both is correct. Želiš li kafu ili sok? Would you like coffee or juice? Može oboje. I could have both. Now let's sum it up. Oba is used only if we talk about 2 men. Instead of oba, we could also say obojica, but obojica also refers to 2 objects that are masculine or neuter grammatical gender. Obe is used for 2 women, but also for 2 things that are feminine grammatical gender. And lastly, oboje is used for what we call a mixed group. Actually, it's a pair of man and a woman. And also we use it when we talk about 2 objects. One of them is either masculine or neuter, and another one is feminine grammatical gender. Now, I have a task for you. Why wouldn't you practice immediately what we've learned together in this video? And the task is over here. Šta imaš zajedničko sa? What do you have in common with? So, try to write a couple of sentences of what do you have in common with any of these people from the list. Of course, you don't have to use these people. You can talk about anybody. We have brat, sestra. So what do you have in common with your brother or sister? Mama, tata, with your parents. Najbolji prijatelj, with your best friend. Or muž, žena, your husband or wife. But feel free to choose really anybody. And try to write a couple of sentences using all of these words that we talked about today. And I will give you some examples. They can help you as a model of how can you create these sentences. These examples are obojica treniramo košarku, if we talk about 2 guys. Obe volimo da idemo u shopping, if it's about 2 girls. And if it's a man and woman, oboje imamo 35 godina. I hope this was helpful. I really hope that this really clears out the little bit complicated situation with both in Serbian language. And please practice with us. We will check all of your comments and all of your sentences, and of course we will give you a feedback as soon as we see it. Vidimo se. Ćao!